Steve Jobs, a very important person, once said, "The one who invents new things is the true leader." And that's how a really smart person was born in America. In the year 1955, an individual named Steve was born who would grow up and change the world: computers and phones. His parents, Paul and Clara Jobs, showed little Steve all about electronics in their garage, and that started love for it. In high school, Steve made friends with another boy named Steve Wozniak, who loved electronics just like him. They became great friends and started making really cool things together. After high school, Steve Jobs went to a college called Reed College. Even though he left college early, he still learned a lot because he loved learning. Steve Jobs went on an adventure to find new things and ideas, and he ended up changing the world. Back in 1976, in a garage in a place called Los Altos in California, something amazing was about to happen. Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne teamed up to create a super company called Apple Inc. They made their first computer, called the Apple I. It was very basic and nothing like the shiny gadgets we use today, but it was a start. After the Apple I, they made the Apple II. This new computer was a really big deal because it meant people could have a computer in their own homes. It was so popular, Apple became really famous. But for Jobs, the Apple II was just the beginning. He had an idea for a computer that wasn't just for really smart tech people, but for everyone. This idea led him to create the Macintosh, a computer that was easy to use and understand. It was a brave move because they were a computer that wasn't just about doing math, but about helping people do more things. The Macintosh was shown to the world in 1984, and it was something no one had ever seen before. Its pictures and mouse, anyone could use it. It was a computer for everyone, and it showed how much Jobs believed in the power of technology to change the world. Even though it was really challenging, Jobs started a big change, but he was only just getting started. He faced many problems, but each problem only made him try harder. His story teaches us about the power of a dream, never giving up and always trying to create new things. And it's a story that still inspires us even today. In 1985, something unthinkable happened to Steve Jobs. He was forced to leave Apple, the company he loved and worked so hard for. But Jobs didn't let this defeat him. Instead, he saw it as a chance to start again and do something even better. After leaving Apple, Jobs started a new company called Next Inc., which made computer platforms. This was a brave move that showed how much he believed in himself. He had to start from nothing, but he wasn't scared. He was just as passionate and determined as when he co-founded Apple. Around this, Jobs also stepped into the world of digital animation. He bought a part of Lucasfilm and turned it into Pixar Animation Studios. Even though he was entering a new field, Jobs wasn't scared. He saw how much could be done with digital animation and was eager to explore it. In 1995, Pixar released its first film, Toy Story, which was a huge hit and changed the way we see animated movies. Once again, Jobs had taken a gamble and it had paid off. Meanwhile, Apple was not doing well and needed new ideas. In a surprising turn of events, Apple bought Next in 1997, which meant Jobs was back at Apple. He had faced tough times, but he had overcome them. He showed us that it's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. Even in tough times, Jobs saw a chance to do better. Now back at Apple, he was ready to take the company to new levels and change the world of technology. Because Jobs was not just a businessman, he was a dreamer, a trailblazer. At the start of the new century, Jobs was ready to change the world with his new ideas. Jobs had a clear dream and he never stopped trying to make things perfect. In 2001, he showed everyone the iPod. It was a cool device that changed how we listen to music, making it easy, portable and digital. But Jobs wasn't done. He had an even bigger dream, one that would change how we communicate. In 2007, he showed the iPhone to the world. It wasn't just a phone. It was an awesome device that was a phone, an iPod, and a way to use the internet, all in one. It was a tool that let you carry the world in your hand. But Jobs didn't stop there. 3 years later, he showed everyone the iPad, a device that was like a mix of a smartphone and a laptop. This changed how people used computers, but as Jobs was changing the world, he was not feeling well. He was fighting a scary illness, but he kept leading Apple with all his strength. However, in 2011, he had to stop being the boss of Apple, leaving behind a story of new ideas and great leadership that no one else has matched till now. Later that year, the world felt very sad because this amazing man was no longer with us. Steve Jobs, the man who dared to think differently, who challenged what everyone thought was normal, and who believed in keeping simple, was gone. But he left behind a story that continues to shape the world of technology. As Jobs said, innovation is what makes a leader different from a follower. And Steve Jobs was a leader. He dreamed of a world where technology is not just a tool, but a part of us. A world where technology is simple, easy to use, and beautiful. His story lives on in every Apple product, in every swipe, tap, and click. His dream continues to inspire young people with big ideas all over the world. Steve Jobs once said, "Remembering that you're going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You're already naked. There's no reason not to follow your heart." So, remember Steve Jobs, not just as the man who helped start Apple, but as a dreamer who taught us to believe in the impossible. Steve Jobs was more than just a clever man, he was really wise. His life shows us that never giving up and always trying your hardest, even when things get tough, can lead to great things. He loved coming up with new ideas and changed whole businesses with a simple idea: think different. But what's really important is that Jobs showed us that following what you love doing can lead to amazing things. In the end, Steve Jobs' journey from starting in a garage to leading a huge company shows us that if we dream big and never quit, we can do anything we set our minds to.